This clip is sponsored by Med Travelers. If you're an SLP interested in travel therapy, visit medtravelers.com to get started. And so, what are some steps? So, if we're thinking through, if I'm an SLP in a school and my school doesn't have a lot of inclusion opportunities for neurodiverse students, what are some suggestions of ways that I can make changes in that area, what I can control?
I would say start, I was going to say from the bottom up, but you can start everywhere. But for the bottom
Mm-hmm.
up for me would be to go into like general ed teachers' classrooms and ask like, hey, can we do X, Y, and Z with these students? Or can I bring my students in the next time you're having a
Mm-hmm.
game day or you're having a movie day or anything like that?
Yeah.
Can I bring my students in or can these students join? I know these students would love this. I think that's a great place to start. Or the other way
Mm-hmm.
around, like, hey, do you have a few students you want to send over to the self-contained class because we're doing this project and it would be great to include them all together. So just small
Yeah.
situations like that. And a lot of teachers like that kind of relief. A lot of teachers
Mm-hmm.
really would not mind. Or you can even say like, hey, can I come into the classroom for 30 minutes, bring these students and just do like a whole group activity? Teachers would love
Yeah.
that break. There's no, like, I can't think of a reason they would say no to that. So that's one way to do
Yes.
it. And then I'm thinking from the top down would be like going to like a principal
Mm-hmm.
or even going to the school district and saying like, hey, I think there needs to be more inclusion and we love evidence. So
Mm-hmm.
bring your evidence and say like, this is why
Yeah.
it's beneficial. These are some ideas I have of how we can include students or make sure that maybe like lunch is all together for these classes or
Mm-hmm.
maybe we do like whole school activities so that my students can join as well, and just really having that information to give to them and present it to them. And a lot of times going from the top down, it's not an
Yeah.
immediate change, but you really just want to make sure that like you are giving them this information. They can't say they didn't know. They can't say like, I
Yeah.
didn't know this was going to be helpful or beneficial or it was necessary. So I would say like do both. Go to the top and give them that information, share your ideas. Don't be afraid to do it, even if it's just like in a paper,
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, I created this information for you about why inclusion is important. And I even have some ideas of what we can do. If you could just look over it and my email's there if you want to talk about it later on. Like it doesn't have to be like setting up a whole meeting. And
Mm-hmm.
then doing the same thing with the teachers and just starting from the bottom there. So I think there's several things that we can do and like just those little
Yeah.
things that you can do like in your location to make a change.